Good evening and welcome to the News Hour Agenda. I'm Madhadas Gopalakrishnan. Now, the film that has been in controversy for several days, this is the Kerala story that we're talking about, was today featured on two platforms. One was, of course, the theatres itself where the film was released. Also, of course, it was featured in the political platform with none other than the Prime Minister referring to this film while on the campaign trail in Bellary in Karnataka. The Prime Minister, of course, seized the opportunity to, in fact, brand the Congress party as a party that was in support of terror. Listen in to what the Prime Minister had to say.
ये केरला स्टोरी की इन दिनों काफी चर्चा है। देश का इतना खूबसूरत राज्य, उस केरला के में चल रही आतंकी साजिश का खुलासा ये केरला स्टोरी फिल्म में, केरला फाइल्स फिल्म में उसे किया गया है। और देश का दुर्भाग्य देखिए कि कांग्रेस आज समाज को इस आतंकी प्रवृत्ति के साथ खड़ी हुई नजर आ रही है। इतना ही नहीं, ऐसी आतंकी प्रवृत्ति वालों से कांग्रेस पिछले दरवाजे से राजनीतिक सौदेबाजी तक कर रही है। वोट बैंक के डर की वजह से आज कांग्रेस आतंकवाद के खिलाफ एक शब्द बोलने की भी हिम्मत खो चुकी है। वोट बैंक की इसी राजनीति की वजह से कांग्रेस ने आतंकवाद को पाला पोसा।
Now, these pronouncements came right after the Kerala High Court had, in fact, given its own statements on this particular film. The Kerala High Court specifically said that it found nothing offensive to any particular religion in this film and that it's a work of fiction, that the people were mature enough to understand what it really contained and the context of this particular film. Now, this is, of course, coming after the fact that the trailer had referred to the fact that there were 32,000 women who were affected, and the filmmakers had later watered that down to only 3. For more on this, let's go across to our guest. Joining us live is GS Prashant, BJP spokesperson. Anurag Naidu, political analyst, is also with us. With also is Abdul Razak, who's a political analyst, and T.S. Sharvana is the MLC of JDS, who's with us right away. Let's begin with you, Mr. Sharvana. The Prime Minister referring to a film such as the Kerala story. We've seen what's been happening over the last several days. What do you think is the intent behind these kind of statements coming in? Is there, are we suddenly seeing extremely emotive issues coming up in this campaign? Mr. Sharvana.
So, there is no development of Karnataka government, BJP government. There is no face to the election itself. Because of Modi ji, Honorable Prime Minister is coming to the Karnataka and making road show and getting this kind of issues. There is no face to face the CM or you just look at even they are making the Bangalore road show also. In Bangalore, district minister, who is the minister? Chief Minister Mr. Bommai is the Bangalore district minister. Always he is not with him when he is coming to road show. He want to raise the communal issue and emotional issue. All those things they are getting in front of the Kannadigas and who are the voters in Karnataka, citizens.
Right.
They never speaking about the 40% commission.
Right.
And development, and they are making always double engine government. There is no double engine government.
Trouble engine
Whenever
government.
they are doing that is dabba engine government.
Okay.
In this Karnataka.
Okay.
Really, they never raise the voice about the farmers and who are the poor peoples.
Okay.
And who are the living in struggling the life. They are never raised about this issues.
Let me take that to the BJP spokesperson. You are only raising emotional issues, and from Dabba engine to trouble engine, there are several such replies to the double engine claim that you have made or promise that you have made in this election. Also, is this only polarizing issues that are being raised specifically with an intent to influence voters?
Madhav, why is that? when something anti-Hindu happens, it is taken up as a polarizing thing. Why? Are you expecting people to forget their religious and cultural identity and go with it? No. What is wrong in somebody displaying their culture and religious identity? Where is the question of somebody wanting to curb it back? What is the mindset here? What was your question? What was Mr. Sarona's answer? It's a sad state of affairs for JDS. We know they're not in the picture in the election. They may end up with 25 or 30 seats at most. And after all, they're a party in 3 districts and a family concern. So therefore, let them talk, but not too much credence to be given to what they talk. Because they always side with Congress,
Karnataka
or otherwise.
People of Karnataka.
We have seen how they.
He is not the astrology.
If there is a
he is not the astrology, Mr. Prashant. You are not the astrology. And how you become judging the seats? I don't know. Mr. Yediyurappa, Mr. Raghavendra, Mr. Vijayendra, is there not family? I not understand how your people are defending about the family. You have no moral rights. You have no moral rights. What a rubbish you are talking. No.
Gentlemen, calm down.
How you are rooted.
Mr. Sarvara, let's come back to the Let's come back to the issue at hand. 1 second. Mr. Sharma, please. Mr. Sharma. Mr. Prashant, one second.
They don't even come back to power, they will not have. Let him talk.
No, Prashant, are you saying that if it comes to that, you will not take the support of JDS also? You are saying that they are in support of Congress, so tomorrow if they support you, you will not take their support
you look
to form
at
the
the statements that they've made.
No, they become already 135.
He will not reply.
Already.
He will not reply.
No.
Wait,
Already he have come Mr. 135.
Razak,
See,
he will not reply.
the history of Karnataka. They never get you full mandate. They never even half of Karnataka.
Okay. Let me come back to the issue. I'm coming back to the issue. Let me come back to the issue. The issue is the Prime Minister's speech. The Prime Minister's speech. Yeah, I'm coming. Both of you. One at a time.
Prashant knows that he cannot touch the finish line. They are nowhere near the finish line. So he is in a dilemma. How would I answer this question?
Yeah, let's come back to the issue at hand. It's a Kerala story. 1 second. Please.
No, we never... never say about dangerous.
Yes. So let others come in. Let others come in.
Terrorism is always dangerous.
Yes.
There is no second thought.
No doubt. So now that we are all in agreement on that, Abdul Razak Khan, the Prime Minister, is accusing the Congress party of promoting terror. He's saying that it is a beautiful state, it's a hard-working state, but this is how terror hollows out society. This is a specific comment of the Prime Minister. What do you have to say as far as this charge of...
In the past so many years, according to the NCRB data, we have not seen much terror cases, but we have, very clearly seen a lot of people being booked on terror charges. The conviction rate on a national level, according to the NCRB data, is not more than 2.3%. This very clearly states that the BJP is misusing all these kind of, sections in the IPC only to target a specific community because they don't suit their ideology. Very clearly, leaders in Karnataka have said,
I want to come. Prashant, I want to come.
We don't need your votes.
Is the fact that 3 girls went to Afghanistan, whether it's 3, whether it's 2, whether it's 1, it's immaterial. It's the fact that that's something that never happened before Abdul Razak Khan. This is the story of those girls. The suffering that they went to. In some cases, we know the facts. The husbands were killed there as well. Their lives were completely ruined.
Madhav, I actually expected this movie to be banned, but it is so unfortunate the Madras High Court, rejected the plea. Madras High Court actually. Now, let me tell you, as Shashi Tharoor ji rightly said, this is not our Kerala. It is not the Kerala which I have seen. The director comes ahead in the trailer, he says 32,000 girls. Now they change the narrative, just 3 girls. Now their intention is to spread communal hatred. The intention of the movie makers is to spread communal hatred. Let me remind you of Kashmir Files, where Indians, the state governments, BJP-ruled states, actually went ahead and made these movies like tax-free. Because they suit their agenda, their hidden agenda, their ideology. They make this tax-free.
It was based on facts.
What did the
This is the problem.
International movie makers called Kashmir Files a vulgar movie. They called it a vulgar movie.
your point. Now, let others come in. Let others come in. One second, Prashant. One second. Prashant, that is immaterial. That is immaterial. Mr. Prashant, one second. Yes.
It is a vulgar movie.
No, one second. Prashant,
Kashmiri Files is a vulgar movie is what they said.
Abdul Razak, let's go to this.
Let's go to this.
This is a misleading movie.
No, this is a problem. One second. No, Prashant.
Lot of difference.
Calm down. Prashant, calm down. We cannot have this kind of shouting match. If any of you wants to continue shouting like this, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. We cannot have this kind of thing. When I ask you to stop, please stop. Number one, we have to have restraint. But let me bring in Anurag Naidu on this point. Anurag Naidu, you know, the problem is this. In this country, everybody and every political party has a convenient interpretation of freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech that is okay in some situations. It's freedom of speech that is not okay in some situations, as subjective as that may be. There is no objective view of freedom of speech, and that is really at the core of the problem. He has raised a question of Kashmir Files and compared that to the Kerala story. Are the two stories comparable?
Absolutely not. Mother, the point here is it is a argument of convenience. When a movie or the script doesn't suit my ideology or my thinking, we say ban karo. The movie then doesn't suit or does suit my ideology, nahi isko ban mat karo. So it is a convenience theory that we have seen over a period of time in India happening, because things don't happen with your convenience. Mother, this Kerala file story, it has gone to the Kerala High Court. Let's not forget it has gone to the High Court. High Court has said nothing wrong with it. When High Court has said nothing wrong with it, the Prime Minister himself is telling, and Prime Minister is not talking about any community. I am strictly against speaking about any religion or community, Mother.
Yeah.
But the point is the mindset and reality. Just in the facade of community, you cannot run away from the reality that is happening in our own country, in our own state, and adjoining state Kerala. Why not Kerala? Kerala is not in Ladakh. Kerala is an adjoining state.
I want to read out in context of what you said, because you know this will show that what you have said is factually incorrect, Mr. Abdul Razak Khan. This is what the High Court said. I'm quoting what the High Court said verbatim. What is there in the film that is against Islam? There is no allegation against a religion, but only against the organization ISIS, Justice Nagesh has orally remarked. They've also gone on to say there are many movies in which Hindu sannyasis are shown as smugglers or rapists. No one says anything. You may have seen such movies in Hindi and Malayalam. We in Kerala are secular. There was a movie in which a pujari spit on an idol and no problem was created. Can you imagine? It's a famous award-winning movie. Now, if the court itself has said that there is nothing specifically objectionable said about Islam, then who are we to sit in judgment?
I accepted when the court rejected the plea. Now, what I'm trying to come at is, if you look at, you know, some previous months in the fact, during Independence Day, they come out with a movie called Godse and Gandhi. What do they want to portray? That Godse is correct and Gandhi is wrong. That is where we are saying that no, these kind of movies are trying to spread communal hatred in a civil society. That is the reason why we said, like, if you see the Kashmiri Files, you know, actually a person will think like, yes, this is what exactly happened. But that is actually,
it is not about Kashmir
Files. That is completely. That is,
one second.
If you look at,
I'm coming to you, Prashant. I'm coming to you, Prashant.
If you look at the NCRB data, if you look at the national data, what it says, like only 230 Pandits were, you know, they had problems. But then they say like so many people lost their lives.
Right.
They said more than 6,000 in the movie. But actually it was 233 according to the NCRB data.
Right.
Now whom do we believe? The movie or the NCRB data?
Right.
What I'm trying to say, like this movie, earlier they said 32,000 girls, suddenly came down to 3 girls.
Okay, answer
what
that.
Is their intention?
Okay.
And moreover,
how can you come down from 30,000 to 3? Isn't it grossly misstating the facts, Prashant? Because the facts are, I mean, if it's a crime also, if it's a murder, it's a rape, if it's a theft, if you say 3 and 33,000, there's a world of difference. You're actually defaming the state is what the state people would say. And political parties are saying.
Insofar as Kerala Files is concerned, Abdul Razak
Kerala story.
No, Kashmir Files started with, no, I'll answer that first. Saying that what happened, there's no date. Are people, who will say, are mad to move away from their house, flee to other parts of the country? For what? They have been settled there and they were persecuted, murdered, and some of the women were
Your
raped.
government did not do anything
and
to
then,
them.
who sided with them? We are not getting on to who sided with them.
No,
so
you
what
failed in
happened
your
with
manifesto
Kashmiri
there as
Pandits was a fact, and it has been documented very well.
Okay.
Therefore, if the crime data as of today says nothing has happened in some days, yes, because after our government came in,
Prashant,
we
it's been
removed
10
Article
years,
370.
BJP is
terrorism has come down
you
in
did
Kashmir.
not move
And
even
the
1
movie
inch.
on
You could not even create a peaceful
Abdul
atmosphere.
Razak, keep quiet.
Let me
You
make a
could
point.
not
One
create
second,
a
one
peaceful
second.
atmosphere.
Don't heckle, don't heckle.
Why
He
is
didn't heckle you.
Congress
Yeah.
getting heckled up when we talk about don't support terrorism? Kerala's story is about ISIS interfering and what they've done to the people. Why is Congress trying to side with it? In fact, they should promote the movie saying this is what ISIS has done and therefore people must be careful. Instead of that, Congress wants to support them.
To be fair,
They've always sided
I'll
with
come to you.
terrorists.
I'll come to you.
The example is Manmohan Singh being with Yasin Malik, and then they were trying to even support Kasab there. You saw what the
How did
Home
they support
Minister did.
Kasab? Kasab was tried during the Congress regime.
No,
Who
they
supported
tried.
him?
How?
One second,
They
who supported
wanted to
Kasab?
bring in a
Don't-
Hindu terror
don't lie on
angle.
national
Unfortunately,
television.
the Congress government
Okay,
did not work
fair.
out.
Okay.
I just have one statement to
Okay.
make.
Okay, one second.
All these questions-
One second. There is a political charge that there is a section of Congress, maybe not all the Congress, but a section of Congress that wanted to put the blame on terror when it came to 2008. Thankfully, that did not happen, legally speaking. There are statements that have been made about certain leaders of the Congress party saying that they are so concerned when they see the family of certain terrorists and so on and so forth. These have been charges that the BJP has made time and again, and therefore he is saying that in that long history, once again, is it a fact that the Congress is going soft on terror?
There is no doubt that there is saffron terror in this country. Many people have been caught, spying
Name
for
one
Pakistan.
conviction.
I am not saying
Name
no.
one conviction.
I am saying
you
Dhruv
have to be
Saxena,
responsible.
yesterday DRDO
If it's there-
scientists being arrested.
Yeah.
There are many, I can list them out for you.
Arrest and conviction is
Come
different,
on,
sir.
conviction I'm saying about
Because the
Dhruv
charges have been
Saxena.
there.
They
When it
enjoy
suits him, he
patronage
talks about
because they are
conviction
under
rate. When it
BJP.
doesn't suit, he talks about
They
conviction.
enjoy.
NCRB
They
data.
enjoy patronage
NCRB
and
data is also
impunity
useful only when it
because,
suits
so
you.
let me tell you,
Yeah,
who is Dhruv Saxena?
Yeah, tell
He was
us.
the BJP IT cell head of Indore in Madhya Pradesh. They did not do anything, not even UAPHR. Despite being charged with sedition, no sedition charges.
One thing we need to censor, Madhav, is, this saffron terrorism. What is saffron terrorism? Terrorism is terrorism.
Hindu
What
terror.
is that? Why do you want to link it to
Madhav,
a
I
color? Why do
strongly
you want to
object
say
to
Hindu
this.
terror?
This is
One at a time. Anurag is responding. Anurag is responding. I'm
Nobody
coming
has
to
a right
He's
to
anti-national, we have to bring it
No,
up.
no, no, no. Don't make
Nobody has
personal
the right
comments.
to say Hindu terror, Muslim terror, Christian terror. Terror is a terror.
Terror is a terror.
When it is
Let Abdul
convicted,
Razak accept
it. One second.
when
He's
there
saying
are
Hindu terror.
examples,
Let him
to
accept that
prove, we
terrorism
should not run away from the
So
fact
why do
that
you
there are
say-
examples.
why do you
Just
relate
because you want to
Muslims to
counter something,
ISIS?
We
you
never
cannot put
related.
Why do you
because
talk
we never
about
related.
Muslims?
Why are you taking their side
Whenever
now?
you
There-
portray a
there is a
terrorist,
sensibility.
One
in
second,
any
one second.
movie,
Madhav, what are
why
we
do you
doing?
show a
What are we
Muslim?
doing?
So go ahead and tell the national television to
Whoever
go
is part of ISIS is
that the next time
anti-national.
any movie uses a Muslim face for terrorism, it will be banned.
Who is part of
We
ISIS?
have courage to say that.
Who is
But there is a
part of
You
problem.
have
One
courage
second,
to
one
say
second.
that.
Who is
Abdul
part of
Razak Khan,
ISIS?
one second, one second.
Who is
One
part of
second,
ISIS?
one second, one
Who is
second, one
part of
second.
ISIS there?
One second. Just calm
Who
down.
is part of
Let me
ISIS?
just come in here. Let me just come. Abdul Razak Khan, there is a problem. And the problem is that there are certain Islamists, not all those who follow Islam, certain Islamists who are fundamentalists, who are responsible. What is LET? What is JEM? This is a
very
fact, and this is not something
only
restricted
India,
to
Madhav.
India.
Cunningly.
No,
America,
Madhav,
UK,
the
you
point
name the
is-
country.
From the past
point is,
9 years,
can we ignore what is happening?
From the past 9
Can we ignore
years,
what is happening
I
from
can
Bangladesh
cite
to
a
Kashmir?
list of incidences where it definitely attracted UAPA, National Security Act, but then these BJP leaders came ahead.
Okay.
Simple example, in Udupi, there was a set of Bajrang Dalis
Okay.
who went ahead and did a weapon training. They were caught and exposed. BJP leaders came up and said,
Okay,
those
this one.
were not
There was weapon training. There was weapon training. Okay, one at a time.
This
Yeah.
film is
Yes.
nothing but tool of BJP.
Okay.
See, why I am saying
Why do you
this-
say this? Yes.
Why I am saying this, I demand Mr. Prashant. So your peoples are from the central government, release how many love jihad cases your peoples are
Convicted.
committed and complained. Can you release that? You first do
no
that.
data.
So always doing, knowing is knowing. Knowing is not doing. These peoples are only marketing. Marketing king BJP is always doing that. Magic, and whenever an election comes, they are getting the communal issues and the emotional issues and all those things like this. Always they are covering that. But they never done the development of Karnataka peoples, and they never
Madhav, I really
observe
pity
about
the
One second.
No.
That brings me back to the question I asked him
I
at the
answered
beginning.
that.
You will never support them. If it comes to JDS and BJP allying together, you will never do that.
We are the single majority we will get.
You will get.
We have the confidence.
If you don't get, will you go with them?
No, don't get, there is no question will rise.
Then you will go with secular parties?
We will get complete majority.
You will go with the
One,
secular
two,
parties
three.
then? You
One,
will go with secular
what
parties?
People, our party has committed, give Pancharatna program and give 5 years.
Sir, in the last
Independent
last 20 years, you
See,
never
we
got
are
close to
already-
you
we
never
are
got close to the majority mark.
Lived with BJP and Congress. We know all those things.
Okay.
How these people are treated us. We know everything.
So you will not go with them?
Yes, definitely.
You will definitely not go with them.
have
Okay, we'll
full
remember that
confidence.
statement. We'll remember that
Full
statement.
confidence will get the clear majority.
We'll remember that statement on 13 May. Prashant, several charges coming from his side. He says that you're doing nothing but marketing. He says, why didn't you file cases against Bajrang Dal members? 2 questions, please respond to
I
them.
will answer both of them. Look at what the JDS person is saying. Saying not siding. Anyway, on record, I pity their party. They're not even crossing 30-40 seats. So let them get their airtime and talk. Be that as it may, Congress backs Zakir Naik. Okay, we know what he is. He's holed up here and he talks about anti-India.
He's not facing any
Rahul
direct
Gandhi,
charges.
Congress
He has
leader.
never spoken anything against him.
Razak, please wait, don't
There is a
interfere.
financial...
Don't talk in between.
He has
Don't
not
talk
spoken
in
against
between.
India.
Don't heckle
Don't
him. Don't
talk
heckle
in
him.
between.
Let him make his
has
point.
not
Don't
spoken
talk in between.
against India.
But many
Don't
terrorists have
talk
been
in
inspired by
between.
him. Come on.
There are no
What
terrorists
about those who carry? One second. What about the
Don't
terrorists in
talk in
Bangladesh?
between.
One second. What about the terrorists in Bangladesh who said they were inspired by them?
That
The
is a
terrorists who
different
said
story.
that-
Has
Of
he
course it
been
is.
charged on terror in
No,
India?
so let him come back to
Is
India.
there a
That's the
case
law.
on him against
Why is he
terror?
running away from India?
Is there a case on him?
Why is he running away from India?
Congress is
Who has
supporting
told him
Prashant.
coming back to
Don't
India?
misguide Prashant.
Has anybody told him not to
Dr.
come back?
Zakir
No,
Naik
one second.
has been charged for money laundering.
Has anyone stopped him from coming back to India? And
That is
facing the
his
law?
prerogative. That is his problem. All I'm coming
it's a politics of
So you should talk the
It's
same
almost
line
defeated.
about
It's
Nirav
politics of
Modi.
He's running away from
You
the
should
action.
talk about the same lines on Nirav Modi.
He's not a terrorist.
Don't
Financial
charge.
crimes and terror
Don't
crimes cannot be
charge.
combined. Okay.
Don't-
Prashant. Okay, Prashant.
Congress has always been anti-national. Rahul Gandhi goes outside the country and defames India. He wants answers from US authorities as to what's happening in India. He himself goes outside and defames. He doesn't even have the knowledge that
Sir,
India
talk about
now...
weapon training
Mr.
in
Razak,
Udupi.
have some decency, don't
Weapon
interrupt.
training in
Okay, have
Udupi.
some decency, don't interrupt.
Yeah.
The mindset of Congress has been anti-national and appeasement. If
Stop
there are
this
two
rubbish.
sides of a coin to the Congress,
this nonsense.
But
one
my
is
question-
corruption,
Don't
one is
go
That is,
ahead,
you are
this
entitled.
rubbish
You are
nonsense.
entitled to
they are
that.
siding with the
Stop
terror.
this
Prashant.
rubbish. Stop this
Prashant,
rubbish.
you are entitled to that position, but my question to you remains. And this is a question that you have to answer. I'm going to ask this to Anurag Naidu also. 32,000 to 3. How fair is that? Is that something that, can be done? If this happens similarly to an issue that you are raising here in Karnataka, you would be up in arms against the Congress or the JDS, whoever raises it.
Madhav, like the High Court has pointed out, we are not interfering into the filmmakers, or we are not entering the filmmakers' shoes here. What has the High Court observed? It said there is nothing against Islam. It is to do with ISIS.
Sir, what
Why
about
is the Congress
32,000
heckled up
and-
if
Okay.
ISIS is being targeted? Is
Okay.
Congress wanting to side with ISIS also now?
Sir,
Okay.
Always they have sided with terrorists.
32,003 is the
Forget
question.
the number. Check
You
with
don't
the
have a
filmmaker.
reply.
But why is Congress heckled up if ISIS
Madhav-
is involved in that?
Okay. I want
Are
Anurag to come in
Congress
first.
slaves of ISIS?
Anurag Naidu, is it fair? 32,000 to 3. That's a very important question because, when you're portraying a social issue, you have to be a little fair. I mean, I can understand if you make 3 to 4 or 4 to 6, but from 32,000 to 3, I mean, that's a huge stretch of imagination because that's almost tantamount to misleading people.
That's a very stark comment, Madhav, and that's true. I mean, let's also agree that 32,000 is a big number, but why should we run away from the reality? Doesn't this open up a question that we need to investigate even more? Maybe 32, who knows? Who knows, Madhav? Who knows? This opens up the gates to investigate further. Who knows the number, Madhav?
You mean
But
to
the
say
whole
the
intention
Indian
is just
agencies
because
are
there is
failed?
30,000,
Okay.
they can add that there is nothing. There is
Madhav, I
nothing.
just have one line.
Madhav,
Okay.
zero.
Okay, 20 seconds. Closing comments.
He's talking about
Closing
Indian
comments.
intelligence failing.
I-
Who
Okay.
is he supporting with here?
Okay, one
I
second.
did
Is he
see the
afraid
trailer.
that-
Please,
is he wanting
Prashant,
to
we
side
don't have
with
time.
ISIS?
Okay.
Prashant,
Quickly,
please let
quickly.
me. I did see the trailer. I did see the disclaimer that it is
Yeah.
based on entertainment. Mr. Modi has come to Karnataka as a star campaigner for BJP,
It's
not
fiction.
as a brand ambassador
Okay,
for
it's
the
fiction.
Kerala story.
It's fiction.
They
Mr.
are
Sharma,
running
quickly
away
closing
from
comments.
issues.
Congress star campaigner is serial number 37, Imran Pratap Gari. who is anti-national fellow, who
Okay.
sided
Okay, one second. No, we're completely out of time. Completely out of time. One second. No. They're elected leaders. No, let's not say this. Completely out of time on this debate. Completely out of time. We'll have to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining us.